Hey there, I'm back. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So we're going to do the inside parts now of this thing here, yeah? So I'm going to do it in two parts. I'm going to do kind of one wall in the top and then the top and one wall. So first things first, you'll notice I'm kind of trying to avoid doing these little borders as much as possible as well. There we go. Go in there. Just select that. I really need to get these pieces too, you see. And this is going to cause no little complexity. Especially for any of you who know what Max Zoom features like. There we go. Let's use the zoom tool for a moment. There we go. Now I can get them nice and close. Unfortunately, there's no kind of shortcut for this. You know, auto unwrap, well, it makes a horrible mess. You'll never tell where anything is most of the time. And you really, one of the things about unwrapping is kind of scaling things and being able to tell where things are. And as I say, with you know most of the automatic methods, you've got no clue where anything is. You'll notice I'm going to be lazy and not do this top piece here because, well, I'm being lazy and because I don't want to kind of make this tutorial 3 hours longer than it has to be by doing all these tiny little bits. You can see what I'm doing and I'm sure you can learn from it. Someone actually posted on the forums, I think it was yesterday, which would have been the last day of November now, and they said, you know, here is a picture of an APU that somebody else did. Why is this better than your APU which you did in the video tutorial? And you know, I didn't bother answering it really, but for those who are wondering, you know, how can I possibly hope to compete at all against, you know, people who are spending months, literally, on this work? And I just can't. I'm trying to show you how to do something. I'm not showing you how to win artwork competitions, even though I must admit the APU is by any standard a really nice piece of work. So I'm afraid he's right in a way, you know, it's a really nice piece of work that was done. I think it was on 3DMC. I wouldn't swear to it. 3DMC is a great site, by the way. But you know, I can't compete with work like that. It's really, really nice work, and it'd be unrealistic for you to think so without making the tutorial about 8 times longer, because people can afford to go back and they don't have to talk about why they're going back. Whereas if I go back and I don't explain exactly what I'm doing, then people are going to go, you know, Chris, what are you doing? We don't understand. Why did you go back suddenly and not tell us about it? Which, of course, they're fully justified in doing. I prefer everything to be totally apparent in my tutorials, if you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, continuing unwrapping, you can see what I'm doing. Mapping, tools, detach edge verts, drag. Then this one's kind of cake, really. Look at it. It's literally gravy. Lovely and easy. Oops, I accidentally had this piece selected. Let's just unselect that. There we go. I wondered what would happen to it. I'm going to put that piece just underneath it here. And now I can move that to there. See? There we go. And I think this could do with being scaled out just a tiny bit. Alright. Woohoo! Okay, what's the next bit I'm going to do? Oh yeah, the insides. So I have to do this wall here next. And what I'm doing is, if you notice the top layer, I'm kind of working along doing the left hand side. Bottom layer, I'll then do the other hand. Yeah? So I'm going to take this, and this is a real piece, easy piece here. And let me see. I just need to go over here. Tools, detach edge verts, grab. There it is. Doesn't take a genius to work out which bits go where, really, does it? Let's size it up so that it fits in with the rest of everything we're doing. Remember, I'm doing this kind of approximate. Pause for a second there. Right, yeah, move this piece in. Okay, so we've still got a nice little space down the side there that we can stick things in if it comes to it. Now, this piece of roofing here, I'm going to use a grow tool on it. And I've got to be real careful because I don't want to select these pieces at all. Or any other pieces like that. It's all too easy to accidentally select a load of bits you don't want. Or that. Or that. So just spend a minute or two kind of deselecting stuff you're not going to be using, okay? Quick look, oops, a daisy. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay, now hopefully when I pull this piece it should be okay. Tools, detach edge verts. There. Now there's that little bit there. Where's that? There it is. So that piece is here, so I'm going to elongate it. And I'm going to tuck that other piece away a bit. So I'll move that along to that there. And if you notice, it's going to fit in there pretty much once I've moved this inverter out of the way. Now I'm just going to flip it over 90 degrees. And there you go, that's the top of our piece. I'll just expand it a little bit more. Or should I? Let's have a look at it. That tooth, yeah, keep it that size. That size is just right. Okay. So now we can move on to the back side of this and the roof. Notice I'm not touching the terminal yet. So move this out of the way and get the face map. There we go. Now pull back. You can see it's all just one piece there anyway. Detach edge verts and drag. Now remember what we did before. I'll just grab these while I'm thinking about it. I'm just going to separate these two pieces off. This piece needs to be wider. It's quite a nice wide bit here. And then I can slot it in there like that. Okay, that's our rear wall. This is our rear wall, our ceiling. Rear ceiling. Yeah, that goes there. Notice how these are starting to kind of really fit together quite nicely. Just going to flip it over and have a look at the size. Okay, and do this. Also bring it down just a tiny bit this way. There we go. See how this is unwrapping now? Kind of like it's like an Airfix model kit the way it's laying itself out now, isn't it? Yeah, so this right hand side here now, and this is an interesting piece because we've got a doorway inside it as well, so I'll come to that in just a minute. First things first though, tools, detach edge verts, and move it. Check it's the right way up, and it is. So that's good news. And I'm going to plop it just here. I'm going to move this side of the doorway across. Like that. Okay, so we've got this piece. Hooray! So in here, we've got a doorway. And easy way of kind of selecting this is just going to be using the grow tool. So okay, got it all selected. I want everything selected. Tools, detach edge verts. Let's just drag it over here. Now we've got a piece here. Okay, so let's start disseminating this door and break it into its compound parts. So first of all, we've got this bit here. And I realise you can't see it that well, but I'm trying not to use twin screens. There's the door itself, and I'll just widen that a little bit. There you go. Now what's this part? See if we can find it. I think this is the other side of the door, and the other side of the door really doesn't bear much importance because we don't see it. Yeah, it is. It's the other side of the door. So I'm just going to shrink this down like that, and I'll just place it up in that gap because it's not important. I mean, okay, maybe if you're going to animate it with the door open or opening, perhaps, but it doesn't bear any real relevance for me. Now, you need to select this side here. Incidentally, if you're wondering what that exciting noise is in the background, that's young Mr. Robson Jr. He's enjoying himself immensely. Detach edge verts. Shouting about some milk, I believe, at the moment. I'm not sure why the milk's offended him, but apparently it has. He was watching out of the box until a couple of minutes ago, which is a fine program, by the way. Okay, there we go. So that's a door border there. Just spin it a second and we'll select this door border. I've got an urge to talk about side beams again. I really should start watching what do you call it? But this feeling it's down here. Is that it? Yeah, it is, yeah. I've got to detach side verts. Detach edge verts. Here we are. Must have not caught that piece properly. Bring it over. And just increase the width. Pop it here. Okay, now what the heck is that? It must be something off the other side. And that, if that's something off the other side, which I think it probably is, let's find the top. Yeah, there it is, that's the top. Tools, detach edge verts. And just increase that inside there somewhere. There we go. And the bottom one will be probably that one. Yep. Detach edge verts again. Oh, I can hear out of the box playing in the background. It's only when you've had 5 children, by the way, that you actually learn all the words to out of the box. And then you realise that your life is a sad, sad existence. Although, you know, it's a pretty cool program. Especially when you're really drunk. Not that I've ever watched it whilst drunk with children, obviously, but there we go. Just drag this down. Another example of things we don't really need that I'm going to drop over here. This is kind of our little junk hole I'm going to drop things in there. It gets them out of my way, but we know where they are and have a good idea what they are too. There we go. And now we've got this, which is our doorway, which I can kind of put here. Now I'm going to take this piece, bring it over onto this side. There we go. Can you see now how this is kind of starting to make sense? You can see what bits are, stuff like that. Okay, pull back. And we're getting towards the front of this at last. Woohoo! And then we'll do these bits, those bits and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to start by selecting these. And I really want to use the grow tool, so I'm going to have to be careful that I haven't selected any bits I don't want. After this I'm going to take another break again because this is a long set and requires way too much concentration from my eye. Okay, can't see any bits that have been selected by mistake, so touch edge verts. Yeah, that's fine. Although we've got that weird little dot down there for some reason. I'll look into that soon. Okay, now we want to get this about 3x3 again, so first things first, I'm going to scale it out. Out there, and then scale it down out there, and then pop it here. Scale it up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, now for the sakes of safety, because I'm 15 minutes in, I'm going to stop recording now and I'll see you in part 3. So, thanks for watching.